Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today is really exciting for me and really cool because I haven't done this before, and what I'm going to do for you today and what this video is all about, a how-to tuck no-hander. So I haven't done a how-to video for you guys on my channel, but it's something I'm really keen to kind of explore because I really like talking about stuff, and when it's about tricks that I've been doing for years, I think like there's no better person to actually teach you how to do a trick than someone who loves doing it and loves talking about it. So the tuck no-hander seems like quite a simple trick to start the how-to series, but I think it's such an important one that should really be considered because it's super versatile. And what I mean by that is, whether you're on an enduro bike, a downhill bike, a BMX, a hardtail, this trick applies to all those bikes. Whether you're a downhill bike park, Whistler, your local dirt jumps, even a street spot, a tuck no-hander is quite an important trick because it will expand into backflip no-handers, 360 no-handers, bar spin no-handers. There's so many variations of this trick, and if you start with it as a foundation, you're going to be able to like really open up your horizons, and it's going to be a winner basically. So, a few things about the tuck no-hander. What separates it from the normal no-hander or the suicide no-hander is you literally tuck your bars into your waist like that. That's why it's called it. So that's going to be the most important thing we're going to talk about. But what I want to say first is, I'm wearing a hooded jumper, whatever. For a tuck no-hander, when there's all this going on, brake levers, shifters, don't wear a hoodie, so this has got to come off.
Go for it.
Sweet. So hoodies are a no-go. You're going to get it caught on your stem, on your brake levers. You don't want that. It's going to end in absolute disaster. Stretchers, ambulances are going to be called. Out of the question. So, I'm now in a long sleeve t-shirt, perfect hardware and gear for this trick. Okay. Taking your hands off is actually one of the more low risk tricks. You're not going to land on your head or upside down or on your side like you would with a 360 or a backflip. You're going to stay upright on this trick, which basically means if you've got the hang of jumping, if you can do a handful of style of jumps, step ups, drops, you're ready for the tuck no-hander because it is definitely one of the first ones on the list. So, before you can take your hands off, the bars have to be completely in your lap like this. The reason for that is, if they go like that and you take your hands off and you're looking into the landing and you go to find them again where you left them, they're not there, you're going to do this, down the landing, your arm's going to go through the spokes, it's going to be a horrendous scene. You don't want that. If the bars are completely slotted into your waist like that, tight, and when I mean tight, you can even grip the forks in the front wheel with your knees, and you take your hands off. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a falcon that's just flown past ahead of you, a fighter jet, or a cow in the field. When you take your hands off and put them back, the bars and grips are where you left them. That is what's going to keep you safe, and why you need to spend time on the tuck position. Because if you go straight to taking your hands off and your bars twist, game over. But we're not going to worry about that because you're going to do the tuck over and over again till it feels tight and comfortable. Then it's time for the no-hander. For this trick, I've actually made a helmet with a big pole and a GoPro on, and it's going to give a really cool angle looking down at the tuck position and when my hands are coming off. So this should really help you guys to see it from a riding perspective. Generally, higher rise bars help with this trick because it gives actually like a shape for your legs to slot into under the bars. These are only 20mm rise, these gusset bars, so they're actually not that high rise, but I'm used to it now, it's perfect for me. I wouldn't worry too much about changing products to learn a tuck no-hander. Whatever bike you're on, you're going to be able to make it work, it's just perseverance. So I'm in a skate park, so there's a handful of jumps to learn this trick on. But generally, a step up is the safest style of jump to learn tricks on. You actually don't need a lot of time for this trick. You can basically do a bunny hop tuck no-hander when you've got it figured out. So you don't need a massive jump. Don't go to your bike park and try and find the biggest jump you've ever jumped and think this is for me. You want the jump to be like out of the question. You don't even want to worry about that. It needs to be a jump you're comfortable on. So for me, a step up in the skate park, perfect place. Next thing, speed. I would come into the jump just a fraction faster than you normally would. The reason being is because you're going to pull up on the bars to get it into that tuck position. It's going to compensate a bit of distance for height. So you're going to go a little bit higher, which is great, a bit more time, but you are going to need to go slightly faster for that. When you're riding up the lip, obviously it's a trick where you're not spinning. You want to draw a perfectly straight line up the middle of the ramp. You don't want any carve, you want to be quite solid. And then the trick starts from the moment your front wheel starts to leave the ramp. So as soon as your front wheel is coming off the lip, the bars need to be making their way into your lap. And when I say into your lap, middle of the thighs there is no good. They're going to be able to move and slide around. You need to have the bars up and in so that your body's almost over the front. when I do a tuck no hander, it's not all from the arms. The bars need to come to you, but you also need to go to the bars. So if you've got your chest upright like this and you're bringing the bars up, you're going to be in a big stallion position and wheelie down the landing. If you pull the bars up a bit, also make your way into the bars like this, the bike's still going to be pretty level. And that means when you open up to land the trick, you're ready. If you're up in a big wheelie position, it's just another thing to worry about. So, front wheel leaves the lip. Arms start to come up, keeping the feet level, body goes in like that. You can see here my knee is overlapping on the forks and the other knee is like literally rubbing on that wheel. And what you can honestly expect to hear is your tyre buzz on your knee. When I do a lot of no-handers or backflip no-handers, you hear where your front wheel rubs on your knee. That's actually a good thing. It means you've got a tight grip, and on top of the bars being in the waist, if your knees are pinching on the forks and the tyre, you're winning, because you're just going to have this like solid brace position. You can do whatever you want with your arms. If you've got time, the YMCA is going to be an option. Like, you don't have to worry. So 5, 10, 15 goes at the tuck position. That's going to be what it takes. Don't worry about taking your hands off straight away. It's as important to get in the tuck position as it is to get out of it. You need to find a bit of time on the way in to open back out again. If you're doing a tuck and then ready to land like this, dead. I'm going to do a few examples on this step up of how you get into the tuck position. We'll play it in slow motion and one from above. So you can just see kind of what it looks like, how my elbows look. My feet are going to stay pretty level, bike position, and you just need to do that literally as many times as it takes until you feel like your hands can start to be lifted and weightless. If you can get in that tuck position and open your hands up on the grip so that then they're not even involved with you being in the air, that means you're ready to take them off. So. One thing worth mentioning is your helmet and your head actually gets pretty close to the front tyre, especially if you've got a full face with a peak. So now I've been doing tuck no handers for a long time, I actually put my head slightly to the side of the tyre, like a bit offset. You might be able to see that from the straight on shot, but don't worry about the tyre getting close to your peak, your helmet. That's actually a good thing. It means you're in a nice tight position. Let's do another one, and this time I'm going to start to loosen my grip. And when I can be in the air for about a second, even half a second, not holding the grips tight, I know that the bars aren't going to go anywhere. So if you open your grip up gradually like that, just to experiment with what the bars are doing. If they're twisting a lot, you need to get into a tighter tuck position. If everything seems solid and to stay in one place, all square, you're winning. Your arms can start coming off further and further. My hands only lifted off by about 2-3 inches, but the bars stayed exactly where I left them, which meant when I put my hands back down, I didn't have to look, I didn't have to think, they're just where you left them, and that's all the muscle memory. You can do this just as quickly as you can do this. So I've just got to keep extending my arms now, then you can have a lot of fun with it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you tag me in your no-hander videos. If you learn the trick, it's a sick one. Just persevere with it and keep trying. I had a lot of fun wearing this thing. I'd thoroughly recommend it if you've got your chin strap done up so tight you can't breathe. But yeah, see you in more videos to come. Thanks so much. You're all absolute legends. Let's see you tuck no-hander.